Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? This is Andy, the tutor, and I'm just going to come in here and tackle this problem quickly. And the question calls for, will you please multiply 374 times 215 using the lattice method? Okay, and we're going to dive right into it. So when you're multiplying by lattice, you're going to take your first number, so in this case 374, and you're going to write it across. So as you see, I wrote 374 right across right here, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to give each number its own column. So I'm going to give each number its own column. I'm just going to draw some columns here, and I promise you guys I'm going to work on being on my art and drawing tables. But see, what I did was I gave each number for 374 its own column. So we have 3 columns. And then they want you to multiply 374 times 215. And I take my second number and I write it vertically. And then I give each one of those numbers its own row. Okay. And so to finish drawing my lattice, I'm going to now just draw diagonals in each box that I have. So I'm going to finish up here, draw my diagonals. Again, I promise you we're going to get better at this for the next question. This is the first question like this, by the way, that I've gotten on here, but I love these. Okay, so I'm drawing a diagonal for each box, and hopefully you can do a better job than me. But I hope you're getting the idea. Okay, so each box that I drew in there has a diagonal. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start multiplying. And the way I do that is I just take 3 times 2, which is 6. So I put 0, and then I put 6. Okay, and then I want to multiply 7 times 2, which is 14. So I put the 1 on the top box, and then I put a 4 down here. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply 4 times 2, and that's 0 and 8. Okay, and I go to the next row and I multiply 3 times 1, and that's a 0 for the top and then a 3 down here. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply 7 times 1, and that's a 0 for the top and a 7 down here. Let me just cross it there so you know it's a 7. And then I multiply 4 times 1, and that's 4. So that's a 0 on top and a 4 at the bottom. Okay, now I go on to the last row. 5 times 3, that's 15. That's a 1 on top and a 5 at the bottom. Okay, and then 5 times 7, that's 35. So it's a 3 on top and 5 at the bottom. And then finally, the last box, 4 times 5. And that's 20. So a 2 on top and a 0 at the bottom. Okay, now what's left, since I multiplied, is just adding. And it's just like counting. So let me change colors here so we can identify a little bit better. Okay, so this first diagonal right here, that's my 1s, and I only have a 0 there, so I bring the 0 down. Okay, that's cool. So that's my first one. And then I'm going to go to my 10th place, and let's change colors here. Let's pick something else, orange. And this is my line for the 10th place right here. Okay, so I'm going to add these 3 numbers. So 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 plus 5 is 11. So I'm just going to put a 1 right there, and I'm going to carry a 1 over into my next diagonals. We'll change the color here. So this is the next diagonal that I'm going to start adding. And so in this case, I have a 1 that carried over from before. So it's 1 plus 8, that's 9. Right, and then I'm going to 9 added to the 0 is 0. So we're at 9. 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. And 19 plus 5 is 24. So I'm going to put a 4 here, and I'm going to carry the 2 over right into the next diagonal. And we'll change colors again just to make it visual appealing. And so now I'm going to go and I'm going to add my next set of numbers diagonally. So I have the 2 that I carry, plus 4 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So I put a 0, and I carry the 1. And so now we change again here. We're going to do our next set of numbers diagonally, and we're going to add them up. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 6, that's 8. And then I have a last number that's sitting out there by itself, and that's that 0, right? So that 0 really doesn't come into play. So now what I look at is I look at the number after doing all that. I look at what number did I get, and it's 80,410. Okay, so the answer here would be exactly that. Let's delete this. It would be 80,410. I hope that was able to explain to you the lattice method. All you did once again is you placed your numbers across, the first number, and the second set of numbers vertical, and you did your diagonal lines. You gave each number a column and a row. You did the diagonals, and then you just added diagonally. If you have any questions, I hope this helped you. But again, any questions that you might have, please feel free to drop me a message. I'd love to go over this with you again. Or if you just want me to redo it and try a different method, leave a comment down below. Thank you. Have a nice evening.